untidy thing, though. I suggested the name of an excellent field worker to our friends in Wandsworth. I gave Jane her start in life, at any rate.
David not back?
He's over the road. He's measuring the kitchen. Oh, Jane, I do feel awful about him working on my house, and he's so busy already.
Well, if you're busy, you can always do more. It's having too little to do that makes you feel like doing less. Are these washed?
I was going to fold them.
I'll help you. It's quite funny, really. David doing a rehab. Rehabilitating your house. Why doesn't he pull it down and start again? Why didn't we pull this one down?
It is different, though, isn't it, Jane?
Is it?
Jane, some people haven't got homes at all. We've got to build them something. I know you worry about it, but it's got to be done. You know it has.
It's like a bonfire, isn't it? Faith, I mean. Flares up here, dies down there. You never know where or when.
Jane, perhaps I shouldn't say this. But I see you and David every day. And I know you don't really agree with what he's doing. And I can't help worrying about it. Because I know what you think. You think we ought to ask people more what they actually want. But Jane, it's no good asking people what they want because they don't know what they want until they've got it. Nobody asked them if they wanted Basuto Road the way it is now. Probably in the first place they didn't. It may be years before they realised that they wanted it like that. People aren't all as clever as you, Jane. I'm not. I didn't want to work for David, and you made me. And you were right. And I'll be grateful till the day I die.
This is what David's been telling you.
David doesn't know what people want, but I do, because I know what I want. I don't want David to ask me what colour my kitchen should be. I want him to tell me. I don't want him to ask me whether I want my house redesigned. I just want him to do it. When I say I feel awful about it and he shouldn't be doing it, it doesn't mean I don't want him to do it. That's what people are like, Jane. That's what most people are like. Colin doesn't know what he wants. I know you'd feel sorry for him, you'd take his part, but he doesn't know what he wants any more than I do. Or at least he didn't till he saw someone else who did, and then he knew he wanted to stop it and smash it. Because it's all part of the same old battle between good and evil. It's part of the same old war between light and dark. I know you won't like me saying that, Jane, but it is. And you mustn't let him win you over.
Put these things in the airing cupboard.
He's only doing it to get at David. He's broken up our marriage. Don't let him break up yours as well. Jane!
One morning you wake up and it's November. And it's still dark at 8 o'clock. And there's nothing in the room but a broken wooden chair and a few old clothes and a shelf of unread books. And there's nothing to get up for but the same old struggles and the same old quarrels. And you think, why bother? Who cares what they do to a few grey and grimy houses? What does it matter what happens to a few grey and grubby people? If he wants to build a monument to himself, why shouldn't he?
I've brought your winter overcoat. I'm not staying, I'm not talking. Scarves and pullovers and things in here. You look terrible. Are you all right?
Fine.
You're not ill, are you?
No.
What's the matter, then?
Loss of appetite. How's David? Is he still enjoying his food?
I'm not talking about David.
I know what he thinks. He thinks he's life and I'm death. But I'm not the one who's sealing up the earth with concrete. I'm not the one who's putting up giant monumental tombstones.
It's freezing in here. Haven't you got a heater?
Well, maybe I am dead. But then how meaningless life would be if death weren't there to stop it.
You might feel better if you had a bit more light in here.
He's the light and I'm the dark.
I suppose I ought to say thank you for my job. I've only just found out.
You and I, Jane, we're both the dark. But then you look up on a clear night and you see there's only a dusting of light in all creation. It's a dark universe.
I'll bring the children on Saturday.
Holes. Black holes. Every time I talk to the structural engineers, the foundations get bigger. The whole scheme's been sucked into these two yawning black holes.
Oh, do you just want to be left in peace?
Is Jane not back?
She said she'd be late.
I don't know why I go on with this stupid thing. I know what it'll be like. The concrete will spoil, the ceilings will crack. The people who live in it will do nothing but complain. They'll hate it. They'll hate me for building it.
You'll feel differently tomorrow. You know how one's feelings change.
Yes, I suppose that's why I go on with it. Because if I can get these two towers up, it'll be something fixed. As long as they stand, they'll stand in the same place, they'll stand in the same relationship to each other. They won't move around each other in the night. They won't lean against each other for support. They won't turn their backs on each other. They won't knock each other down.
It's all my fault, isn't it?
They won't feel sorry for each other.
It'd be better if I'd never met
They
you.
won't even feel sorry for themselves.
Better if I'd never been born.
No, I don't have any choice. I can't just give it up. It's my livelihood. It's my life.
She'd never do anything to hurt you, David. I'm sure of that. She'd never do anything disloyal. You know she wouldn't. Her feelings haven't changed.
If he ever has any doubts.
I couldn't bear it if anything happened to you two. I love you both. Both. And that's my life. And if anything ever happened between you two, I can't think what I'd do. I daren't think what I'd do.
Me! Thought I heard Sheila.
She went upstairs.
What?
Would you stop it if you could? The scheme. If you could press a button to stop it and I'd never know, would you press it?
David, all I'm saying is I think you're going to have a struggle.
I am having a struggle. Would you stop it, Jane?
I think public opinion has changed, that's all I'm saying.
I suppose you need to say more, do you? You are public opinion. Are you coming in and going out, Sheila?
I'm sorry.
I'll go and say hello to the children. I think your scheme is brilliant, David. Brilliant. Brilliant!
Sorry, Jane. I'm so sorry.
And then it was spring again. Up came the bright, forgotten green, back came our spirits. A general election was called, and I was working late and early to finish the scheme design in case there were any policy changes at the ministry. And then suddenly there was Colin, sprouting up everywhere like the weeds in the garden. He was in the papers, he was on television, the hero of the resistance.
One of the most colourful candidates we have here today is Colin Molyneux, a former classical scholar who gave up a successful career in journalism. Nevertheless, he has
Successful
won
career in
one
journalism.
catchphrase today,
Perfect.
which we can see on his chest.
Give us some progressive
The
collapse.
slogan
Go on.
refers to the notorious twin skyscrapers planned by the local
Progressive
housing
collapse. Go
department.
on. Progressive collapse.
Mr. Molyneux, one of the phrases which you frequently use is progressive collapse.
Yes, progressive collapse 50 floors up could bring concrete debris raining down over several acres.
Well, could you
Several
tell us what
acres.
your
Well, it's
specific
growing.
interest
That's good.
in this scheme?
It's got nothing to do with South London. It's just another example of North London cultural imperialism. It's the kind of thing we come to expect from rarefied Hampstead architects. Many
Hampstead?
of whom, as I'm
Ooh,
sure
going
I
up in the world.
tell you,
That's
come
good.
from foreign extraction. They don't live here. They don't know our problems. They see districts like this as vacant lots
I don't
where they
believe
can
you're saying
erect
this.
monuments to themselves, giant boneyards for their own monstrous tombstones.
God. He hates me, doesn't he? He actually hates me, this man.
Sorry. Have you eaten? Sheila, you must be starving. Well, first time for everything. I sacked a man today. It's terrible. Terrible. What's the matter?
Colin, he's standing for Parliament now.
I shouldn't worry, you won't get there.
Oh, you knew, did you?
Knew what, that he was standing? Yes, didn't you?
No, you didn't tell me.
Oh, David, not now, not this evening. I've had a long day, I'm going to have a long evening.
Well, I ought to be getting back.
You just came running across to tell him the good news, did you?
I just happened to see it.
Don't blame her.
It's funny, though, isn't it? Every time I come in, she goes running out.
Don't start on her.
And when she runs out, she leaves a row behind.
Anyway.
Well, now you started it, you might as well stay and enjoy it.
Please, Jane, I can't bear this.
Go on.